Good morning. I am Tracy Spence with your newscast. This newscast is brought to you courtesy of BioLife Energy Systems. Come join the living. Call them at 800-875-5433. USA Credit Repair, the key to beautiful credit. You may call them at 800-786-1330. Cruising with the Case Handler, a show on personal injury and immigration, weekdays 9:30 a.m. on a Saturday 7 p.m. and 12 noon on Sundays. Now for the news in details. The Ministry of Health and Wellness is making preparations to begin vaccinating Jamaicans against COVID-19 in February. Health Minister Dr. Christopher Tufton informed the House of Representatives on Tuesday that Jamaica is set to receive its first doses of the Oxford AstraZeneca vaccine in another 2 weeks instead of what was initially projected in April. Dr. Tufton said he was informed of the earlier vaccine distribution date on Monday. He said Jamaica could receive an additional 250,000 doses under another COVAX facility. Jamaica has made a formal request to benefit from all allocation to CARICOM by the African Medical Supplies Platform. He also informed Parliament that India will also be making 500,000 doses of its COVAX vaccine available to CARICOM, from which Jamaica will benefit. Dr. Tufton said the health authorities are still awaiting approval, however, from the World Health Organization for Covaxin and information on the number of doses Jamaica will receive. Jamaica is also exploring vaccines from Cuba and China. Amid recent murders across Jamaica and calls for the government to respond with a crime plan, National Security Minister Dr. Horace Chang has asserted that major security investments are being made but will take time to work. Dr. Chang told the House of Representatives on Tuesday that while Sunday's attack at a church and the murders committed during January have shaken the society, the data do not indicate a spike in homicides compared to last year. He said Jamaica has been on a fairly stable path since 2018, and the government is even more driven to pursue Plan Secure Jamaica, with its more comprehensive and strategic security program. He also took a jab at the opposition, saying the government must be allowed to take executive action to respond to the rise in crime. The opposition has consequently criticized the government's use of states of emergency to curb crime. Opposition leader Mark Golden has rejected the National Security Minister's claim that the opposition is not supportive of the government's efforts to reduce crime. Meanwhile, the Caribbean Hotel and Tourism Association CHTA says that despite having one of the world's lowest rates of COVID-19 infections, hospitalizations, and deaths, the Caribbean's economic survival is in serious jeopardy as tourism-dependent economies struggle with the consequences of the pandemic and travel restrictions being imposed and considered by its most popular countries of origin for travel. In a press release yesterday, the organization said it welcomed the new U.S. administration's balanced international travel measures, which calls for returning travelers and those entering the United States to show proof of receiving a negative antigen or PCR test while not mandating quarantines but recommending self-isolation upon returning. The organization, whose memberships include 33 of the region's national hotel and tourist associations, said it expressed its appreciation and concerns in a letter to President Joseph Biden and U.S. government officials last week in response to the administration's calls for input on international travel protocols as part of an executive order on the matter. Finally, in sports, having lost 4 of their last 5 test matches, West Indies captain Craig Braithwaite says they are motivated to do well against host Bangladesh in the 2-test series which is currently underway in Chattogram. The number 8 ranked Caribbean side will start the series as underdogs against the number 9 rated Bangladeshis. The West Indies were soundly beaten 3-0 in the one-day international series by Bangladesh. However, standing captain Craig Braithwaite says they have done their homework. Meanwhile, Braithwaite, who is the most experienced player in the squad with 64 tests and a batting average of 32.40, says he is not feeling any pressure to perform even though the team is depleted. The West Indies were beaten 2-0 on their last tour of Bangladesh in the 2018-2019 season. And that is it for the news. This newscast came to you courtesy of BioLife Energy Systems. Come join the living. Call them at 800-875-5433. USA Credit Repair, the key to beautiful credit. You may call them at 800-786-1330. Cruising with the Case Handler, a show on personal injury and immigration, weekdays 9:30 a.m. on Saturdays 7 p.m. and 12 noon on Sundays. On behalf of the news and production team, I am Tracy Spence. To have a good morning.